My thinking in working with schools, and now I found research that validates my thinking, which is always nice, is that I think teachers are about the best method of improving general mental health of students, right? This survey, it was a meta-analysis, evaluated a bunch of studies, about 50,000 students, and found that mental health interventions or social emotional interventions integrated in the classroom were the most effective and had effect sizes oftentimes larger than individual counseling. I don't know, I must have been a pretty poor counselor when I worked in the schools because I did hundreds of hours of individual face-to-face counseling or pulled kids out of a classroom in either group or one-on-one format and counseled them with my wisdom, right? Anger management, control, zones of regulation, whatever I did. And then I put them back in the classroom and 2 days later, they'd be blowing up doing the same thing they did before talking to me. And so I dramatically limited the amount of individual counseling I did in the schools. And if it was requested, I would actually go into the classroom and do it for the whole class. And so this is a natural extension of this. And the evaluations I do of schools, curriculum infused in the, or instruction infused in the curriculum that's done by a teacher every day is hands down the most effective, I think, in terms of altering the course of students' significant difficulties. Lowers their concerns. So the barriers to doing this work are always three things in any school: time, money, and staff. We don't have time, we don't have the money, we don't have staff. And I have heard that for so many decades, I'm fed up. I don't even listen to it anymore. I go, you got more time, more money, more staff than any other organization around here that works with kids. They're with you more than they are sometimes with their parents at home. We have time, we have money, and we have staff. We use our time, we use our money, we use our staff doing things oftentimes that don't improve children's outcomes. We're locked into all this regulatory stuff. Annual review is a perfect example, right, of a waste of hours and hours and days of our lives, right? We should do annual reviews 10 at a time unless somebody has an issue. Maybe that's not a good idea, but maybe reduce the number of things we do that don't have an effect and spend our time, our money, and our staff on things that do. And don't get me wrong, I'm a huge proponent of schools. I think schools are, they have the most compassionate, most educated, most hardworking folks that surround children. And they often get hamstringed by these things that reduce their effectiveness. So I think we just need to change how we perceive the barriers and work through them. The other thing is in education, we're the only place we buy new houses without selling the old one, right? And so we need to give up less effective practices and embrace ones that are more effective. And the way to do that really is with data. If you don't have data that indicates what you're doing is effective, that program will die. And if you do have data that indicates you're effective and you're politically savvy, that's a program sustains over time.